Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, D-Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. I'm doing some cherry picking. I got a nice lesson. I went back to old Egyptian yoga, philosophy, enlightenment. I got a nice lesson, philosophy, symbols, and the meanings. I'm going to break down a few things for you. Have some fun. Learn a little something. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual light, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through? Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, so you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and two, Maya, be true. Right thinkers. I'm in chapter 2 of my ancient Egyptian philosophy, and it starts out with this whole page is a hieroglyphic saying. It is a purpose. The top row, it says, know thyself. The second one is semi-tawi. This is all, I'm going to break it down for you. Nefer, Neter, Hotep, sun disk, wings, the spirit of Haru. As in me and you, the sun disk with the wings, the disk with the two Uraeus. And now all these are religious symbols. For each religion, they got a different sign for the religion. I'm going to break all that down for you. This should be fun. Hope you get some understanding out of it. Hope I can make it make sense to you. So let's go. Philosophy. The first letter I told you was the theme of this arrangement of the symbols above is all based on the idea that mythological and philosophic forms of the Egyptian mythology and philosophy, when merged with the world mythology, philosophy and religion pretty much go hand in hand. They can coexist. And the hieroglyphic symbols, we'll break them down. Everybody had their own symbol to represent what they wanted to be. So at the very top I showed you the first one, the first symbol was like the cross, but it means know thyself. My favorite phrase. Okay, that's what they start out with. And I try to get the point across because according to them, self-knowledge is the basis of all true knowledge. So philosophical and biblical and scholarly knowledge means nothing. Self-knowledge is what you need. Why? That's what going to count as judgment day. And at the next letter, it says here, the word signifies, it's a dash with a lot dash coming down. Right there at the end, that's the sign for Smartawi, okay? And it signifies Smartawi, or what we know as Egyptian yoga, okay? See page 99, I'm gonna go to that in a minute. I'll show you some things on there, some symbols on there, I'm gonna break down for you. But now, in the next 4 I just showed you, these here, I'm gonna break them down for you right quick. I gotta break down for them too in the next level, but these are symbols and what they mean, what they represent. So when you see them, you recognize it and get the concept, all right? The next 4 was the below, it represents the 4 words in the Egyptian yoga, which means YOGA, your own God advisor. Okay? They are A, Nefer. That's the heart and the lung, or the trachea and the heart coming down. Next one is Sma. Okay? That's where the lungs, each lungs come together from the trachea coming down. That's where Haru and Set come together and unite. Next one is the Ankh, we call the key of life. Okay, the top part that we call the Shin, that's the eternity. It represents eternity. So when the top part goes to the bottom, that's male and female and offspring for eternal life. That's what they call the key of life. The last one we call Hotep. That's the bar with the little thing on top of it. That represents supreme peace in oneself. And the remaining symbols are starting with number 1. That's, I told you about the winged sun disk. That symbolizes Haru, the spirit that's in me and you. That's the hawk, or they say hawk, but the hawk don't have the teardrop. The falcon do. So I've been battling with that back and forth. This little personal thing, but they use the birds of prey. How about that? But they use the hawk. I say the falcon. I had the peregrine falcon, fast man. But the all-encompassing spirit that pervades in all divinity. That's us being what? The offspring of God. Asar, the first spirit, came into matter. We are his offspring. That's what Haru represents, the spirit of God that's in us. And it incorporates what they call the WRIGHT. Got both cobras on around the sun disk. Okay. The second one, number 2, is the circle. You see it sometimes depicted with a dot in the center. That's representing God, all encompassing. That dot is you. Okay? You're inside God, and God is inside you, metaphorically, symbolically. And also is used in the Kabbalah and even in Hindu to symbolize what? The sun and the union of the male and the female. God and his creation. Again, it looks like a tip, a nipple, okay, with the tip on it. Nourishment, that's the concept. I can break it down a few ways. But that's God and creation. He's in his creation. Not standing outside, not sitting up high and looking down low. No, he's in his creation. The rays symbolize the 7 powers of creation and the pyramid, okay? When you see the sun disk, you see always coming down, there's always going to be 7 rays representing the 7 colors in the rainbow, the 7 chakras that's in the body, the 7 balancing scales of Maya, but it's always going to be 7, significant number. And then you see here in the middle, number 4, the Egyptian Indian Ankh symbol of life. You see what's coming out of? She's in a wheel position. This is the Ankh. Now, everybody know what this is. Number 5 is the cross. I think this is Sanskrit in China for the word Om. This is Islamic, the crescent moon and the star. And you got the sun and moon here. All right. Then you got the Egyptian considered yin and yang. And you got the Chinese yin and yang. This is the Chinese, I think, Sanskrit for eternity. And this is the Shin. It represents eternity. So when you wrote in the hieroglyphic forms, when you understood what signs meant, you can read it and understand it. That's why I'm piecing it together as I go. I didn't spend the time to do the whole thing lesson. It's a lot of time, so I ain't had time for that. But to understand it, I do have that. The number 5 I just showed you. Now, number 5 is the Christian creation, or Christian Egyptian cross. But the cross, you see, the Ankh is called the key of life because it represents the female ovary, the male phallus, and the offspring. That's why. And that's the only way you can create life with male and female. With the cross, it's a death sentence. It's the reason why they got Christ nailed to the cross. Why? You got 2 male phalluses that can't reproduce. That's death. Symbolically, that's just the concept. Just putting it to you where it is. That cross, and they use it for what? For death. Signify what? Crucifixion for Christ. That's what they tell y'all. This is 2 phalluses. And if you ever been in a train type of thing where y'all doing, get in line to get, whatever, but swords don't cross. No, I'm not, no, that ain't happening. That's just a old concept. Okay, everybody ain't privy to that, but yeah, I'm not crossing swords with another man. Yours have me touching mine. Moving on. Now, we don't do that. Moving on. All right, but that's the concept. But that's what I said. There's two male fathers. That's a death sentence philosophically. All right. Then you got number 6. That's the Indian Sanskrit for Okay, I know that. Number 7 was the Egyptian representation of the sun and moon, the half moon with the sun sitting in that sun disk. And number 8 is the Islamic moon and star. Number 9 is again the Egyptian and the Chinese symbol for what? The complementary opposites, aka yin and yang, male and female. Good, bad, up, down, in, out. It don't always have to be male, female. It's just opposites. That's the concept. That's what Mayat represents. All right. And you got number 11. That's also the Egyptian and the Chinese, what they call the Shin. Okay. That symbol for what? Eternity. Number 13 is the Egyptian female in the wheel yoga pose. I'm not doing that nonsense. She's been done with the out coming out her belly. That rises out of the belly, perfected by yoga. Okay. Now let's talk about right quick. The ancient mystical philosophy is what? Ancient mystical philosophy is the precursor. That means before what? Religion. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all religious people. Go past your religious concept and see what they got. I ain't telling you to do nothing except do that. You might learn something. That's all. Moving on. But ancient mystical philosophy is the precursor to all religions and your yoga philosophy. It is the higher intellectual process which led sages to question the nature and the origin of their existence. We wanted to know. Gnosis. Ancient mystical philosophy is a way to intellectually, not belief, superstition, intellectually understand the process of existence from the start of creation in the beginning. The reason for life and the means to master, right there, master what? Oneself, and it through wisdom, intellectual wisdom, obtaining self-knowledge, and gradually becoming what? Intuitive, meaning it becomes like muscle memory. Living right, doing right. My thing is just to do the right thing. That's all. This process leads to what they call complete psychological liberation of oneself from what? Worldly attachments. I like nice things. Okay, but that's not the end all be all. I'm not going to sacrifice just for nice things. They're good to have, whatever, but that's not the end all be all. And if money and nice things are all you're living for the wrong reasons. That's all. That's just a fact. And when you become to realize that, it would mean less to you. That's what I'm saying. And watch this. The process leads to complete psychological liberation from worldly attachments and entanglements. That stuff don't excite me no more. What used to I get crazy about, man, what happened? Desire, it don't move me no more. That's all. Like clubbing. When we all young, everybody club. I ain't got time for that now. See, you outgrow things. That's what I'm trying to show you. In life, that's what you do. You grow, you evolve. You grow and you mature. Evolution, make changes. Ancient mystical philosophy states creation has not been created. What you mean? That creation is in fact a mental manifestation from God, and that all mental manifestations are what? Emanations of the Supreme Being. Furthermore, it states that we, our souls, I just did less about that, are not only manifestation of the Creator, but that we are actually the Creator, as the Creator alone exists. Everything is of Him, even us. Right here, perfect concept. And this is the biblical concept from 1500 BCE. God is everywhere and in all things. Okay. The Brahmins, they say God is the all, the absolute. We say God is the all-encompassing. Whatever you say he is, that's what he is. That's the concept. So whatever you say it is, that's fine. Our souls, which is God, that he gave to what? Physical matter, which is us. Starting with us all. That's spirit making matter. He's the first man. It's the sixth element, hence 666. We carbon-based beings, 6 electrons, 6. We've been through all that nonsense, but that's what the soul is. It's God's gift to his creation. That's him becoming part of his creation. He gave you consciousness so that you can recognize that and bring his spirit back to him, purified. Okay? Our bodies are manifestations of our mind. Further, a purified mind can attain the vision of reality as it really is. That means you can become conscious through virtuous living, righteous living, and you'll know for yourself. You and God are one. In studying, that's what I've been doing for the last 30 years, the ancient mystical philosophy, you will see that, yeah, we are one with the Creator, and that we are taking our own personal individual journey through this physical world, time and space we call human life, with a veil of what? Ignorance. We don't know who we are. Hello? So that we now may feel and experience the journey, the psycho-spiritual journey as it is, and what? And we believe that it is real. For us, it is. For every individual, this is real. That's the power that God got to split himself into all that time, and everybody get the same benefit. I love that. He don't add or he don't subtract nothing, but everything is from him. That's a beautiful concept. But I hate when people give God, well, it must have been God. He wanted that. No, you control your destiny. Okay? He made that possible. That's free will. But in short, anything that can have a name or form is what? An illusory representation of the true reality, which is the spirit that is God. Spirit, consciousness, in the physical form, man. And we have the right to what? Ascend back to what? Our spiritual consciousness. The blueprint has been laid out, have been there for thousands of years. Moving on. And the cycle, not changing. Why? Man's just part of it. That's why. You're born or you're going to die. And if you don't get enlightened, you'll be dying, you're going to be born again. That's all. You're enlightened, what happens? You go home. Simple. Oh, simple as that. But the idea is you go home with what? With you intact. So whoever's home when you get there, they intact too. That's the concept we get. I see you on the other side. No, you won't. Everybody ain't going. All dogs don't go to heaven. Or no unrighteous person goes to heaven. Only righteous people go to heaven. And they go knowing themselves why here on earth. Or to get there, you got to pass the test on earth. That's the purpose of being here. I just try to make that real simple for you. All right. So let me wrap this up for you right quick. Now, further, this life experience here on earth of the world do not affect your soul or your divine nature in any way. It don't feel, it don't care, it don't do nothing. But once it's enlightened, it made the connection with the heart, and it knows what? It's going home. That's your job. So therefore, nothing is really happening except in the manifestations of each of us. Every individual has the right and has control of their destiny, so to speak. You reap what you sow. You put good work in, you get rewarded. You do sneaky and deceitful stuff, you get punished. Simple. But in this world, watch this. In a war, for example, no one is killing and no one is being killed. Well, you just said in war. But I also said in this physical form, it's all an illusion. It's just a magic. It's just a dream. It's a movie, whatever you want to call it. It's a hologram. It's a stimulation. Whatever you want to call it, it is that. But you have total control over you, nothing else. You got all your godly powers, all your godly skills, but you can only use it on you. Like that I did too. But now, it may be stated that what? That God is what? Interacting with God. What's this? What's this? And this can be more easily, let me see if I can break it down and simplify it a little bit more so you can understand it. easy to understood by what? Imagining that all objects in creation in this physical world that we live in, including us, are what? Like actors in a movie on the screen. Get it? Concept? And there, someone may seemingly, to be born or may seemingly die. But the screen as well as the actors are what? Unaffected in real life. The guy you see here, I'm the same guy outside of here, but not like this. I'm just the same person. You feel me? So yeah, that's what they're saying. And similar, we are what? Appearing on the screen of what? Pure consciousness. That's God. That's why we're here, because he's pure and he's giving everybody an individual opportunity to express themselves, to enjoy themselves. No, to know themselves. If you come here and like it, you'll be back. Why? Until you can't go home with this nonsense. No, this is hell. Lowest level. Ideas to ascend where we come from. Conception. I can break it down any way you want. I'm going to have fun with that. All right. But remember, we're living in a pure consciousness where God knows all, which is in fact what we call God. The idea that we are really doing something, that something is really occurring, constitutes, you ready? Wrong thinking. Well, wait a minute. Pay attention. Again, before you talk, you should listen and then think and then respond. Wrong thinking continues what? One's involvement and the ignorant belief that this physical world is the only reality. Right there. Ding, ding, ding. Due to your ignorance of your higher self, you think this is it. That's ignorance, and that's the ego. And if you let it control you, you'll be back again. Why? He likes to hear. That's why. It's a double domain. Materialistic stuff, oh, y'all love that. So that's what the ego loves. Okay? But guess what? It can never be satisfied. Think about that. To serve your ego is futile. Why? It'll never be happy. It'll never be satisfied. Serve God, you'll always get rewarded. This is what egoism is what? Right thinking will imply. Wrong thinking is definitely what? Egoism at its best. Believing that all it's about me, this is it when I die, that's part of, whatever. So I'm going to get mine and have fun when I can. Only go away, yeah. My man's favorite line to me was, I never forget, I was 19 years old, going to buy my first car, brand new at the lot. He said, no, the choice was, I wanted to get a caddy. It was a Seville. I think it was a 76. This was in 77. So they had the 78s that just come out. Brand new. Looked at the caddy. Looked at the new machine. And now the voice on my said, you only go this way once. Oh, okay, we want the new stuff. So, and he enjoyed that car more than me, but it was part of his little thing, his ego, all right? But we already had the car, moving on, another story. But yeah, for me, I was told you only go this way once by an egotistic person who was ignorant of his higher self. He knew about God. He chose the devil. Darth Vader. He made that decision and he had to live with it. Moving on. But right thinking is what? Right thinking is when you learn the lessons and you apply them how? By living them in the world, seeing everything as what? Part of God. One's very own self, you're connected to everything. All of a sudden, I don't kill inside. Oh, they're not. Yeah, but you get real sensitive, all right? And therefore, when you're living in peace and in harmony with all things, including oneself, that's, you euphoria, you walk around, you just love, yeah. Those kind of people we think is crazy or weird, hugging trees and all that, stuff. But there is no need to wage war. This is the state of what? Your highest mental sanity and purify achieved by what? Those who are spiritually advanced and practice and live by the right thinker, or aka Maya philosophy. That's the reward. That's the reward. If you tell me if I do this, then when I die, I go, man, I'm doing that. Simple as that. And if what they telling you and what they telling me is different, both of us ain't going to the same place. Why? Because both of us ain't got the same concept. Moving on. I'm just putting it out there. If what you're doing is not earning you blessings, you might want to check that out before you get too far gone. The intellect required to grasp The idea, the concepts above states points is said to be that of an advanced. So they say it ain't for everybody. I know now that what I'm doing, I know it ain't for everybody, but that's not my problem. Moving on. I'm here to do a job. My job is to put it out there. For those who don't understand it, that's not my problem. Get him advisor, call and check out the questions. I'll answer, but I'm doing what I do, and it's all for you. And what's this? It's for advanced souls who are what? Who realizing that they're nearing what? The end of this cycle, spiritual journey in the physical world through the world process of what? Illusions. Why? Now they are ready to attain salvation. I'm not coming back. I'm going to stop the chain of what? Death and rebirth. No. That's reincarnation. We don't want that. But with a purified, enlightened, spiritually understood knowledge in mind that's attained only through the practice of the disciplines and of daily meditation, heka, mantras, repetition, okay, constantly, and your correct or right thinking, it is possible to transcend the physical reality and attain your higher vision while still alive. That's the goal for right thinkers, to get your self-knowledge before you die. Why? You might not want to find out then that you was wrong or you didn't do it. Why? Repeat. As the teachings become intuition, I mean, it just becomes natural. It ain't hard to do the things you need to do now. You got stronger willpower, your due diligence is in shape, and you ready to handle your business. What the hell is this thing at? Come on, man, I ain't got time for that. Oh, ain't working. But where was that? Excuse me. Okay, and it becomes intuition, like muscle memory, when it's understood because you live in it. And now even your unconscious is cleansed of what? Wrong thinking. Why? You start to put yourself in a positive position all the time. You're God conscious. And to such a degree, what? That now a new vision is experienced. That's the inner vision, the third eye that's opening. And those who attain this higher vision will live on in what? After the death of the body. What you mean? Because they live within their real identity. They found out who they was by what? Living right. Those who at the time of death, if they haven't done what they need to do, and they persist in believing that they are a particular person, I'm so, I'm Elmer J. Fudd, I want to imagine in the yacht. Okay, that ignorance. And you're born in a particular place. I'm from so-and-so, to a particular parent. You know who I am? I'm Trump, blah, blah. Okay? All that means nothing. Loyal to a particular country, patriotism means nothing. Or a particular race of people means nothing. All of that will die with what? Those ideas. Why? Because those are perishable, ignorant ideas that never existed. It's all illusory. That's why. In the final years of his life, Albert Einstein regretted his participation in the creation of the nuclear bomb because he saw what he thought wasn't what he thought, and it wasn't good, and he had to regret that concept or that decision to do that. So in life, no matter how smart you are, every now and then you might do something that you might not feel too proud about later on. So again, be conscious of what you're doing, practice and understand the things you need to know for yourself, and you make less mistakes and no regrets. All right, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Right, things. I got to go out and check my computer. I don't know what's going on. Something I will notice. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back. Or not. Technical difficulties I don't control.